What's good, everybody? Welcome to episode 3 of League with No Name podcast. As usual, I got my guy Moose with me. Got J.A., Chat Storian. Got my boy Cheese.
Tighten up,
Please. And your boy Beans.
Alright,
Alright, so as usual, we're going to get into a little bit about ourselves just to start the show up. So, I'm going to start with Moose. What is your all-time favorite moment from the Eagles?
All-time favorite moment? Well, there's a few that stick out to me. Like, when got crushed, Sheldon Brown crushed Reggie Bush, Miracle in the Meadowlands, the new Miracle in the Meadowlands, but I'm gonna have to go with the cold January night, division round playoffs. We was playing the Green Bay Packers.
Hey, yo, get to the point. Get to the point, bro.
We was hosting them, it was a 4th and 26.
Dang, you all.
There's no play with 4th and 26. The Eagles have no Pro Bowl receiver. McNabb had 1 minute, 12 seconds left on the clock on his own 25-yard line.
That was Freddie Mitchell?
He goes back, goes to Freddie. Who's Freddie Mitchell?
Bro.
Is he a mailman? Is he he's a local boys choir? Like, he made it happen. We did. And then we came back, moved to overtime. Then we get how you doing.
All right, thanks for sharing, Moose.
Sorry, I had to do it to B. He's a Green Bay.
I'm glad you did that because you know what? I was going one direction. I was gonna go with Vic's run against the Vikings, but host been talking crazy. I had to go back to 0-2, man. I had to go with my boy Vic. Went into Lambeau. Never had a playoff loss at Lambeau up to that point. My boy Vic went in there, only 128 yards passing, was running crazy on him. We won 27-7. Best moment ever. Because black quarterback, this chat don't like black quarterbacks.
You don't like
black quarterbacks.
I don't like scrambling.
We went into Lambeau with the legend Brett Favre, took care of business. Let's move on.
Let's see how this episode gonna go. So, Cheese, what about you?
Mine's gonna have to be Music City Miracle, Titans Wild Card Weekend.
It's a forward pass.
Titans Wild Card Weekend. We playing the Bills.
Will work out of the side. Goes right side for Bison. He dives for the end zone.
Oh, he didn't make it?
1 yard.
1 yard short? Who got the Titans 1 yard short? Yeah, hold on, wait, y'all see this? The Titans is 1 yard short for the Super Bowl. That's my favorite Titan moment, if you ask me. I'm sorry. Alright, go ahead. What's your favorite moment
My
again?
favorite Titan moment.
Yo.
Week 4 this year. We played the Eagles.
Oh!
That's my favorite Titan moment because he want to act up. They had all their boys. Had boy Wentz came back.
He was hurt.
He wasn't hurt. He came back. Know what I mean? He had no business. That's my favorite moment. I'm leaving it at that. Moose don't be
the
talking.
Titans too as well a couple years ago. So whatever.
Moose acting up today.
I don't got a moment that has nothing to do with anybody. I didn't know it was gonna be like this.
Word of mother.
My moment was 2017 playoffs. We went to Cowboy Stadium. Rodgers made that pass at the very end of the game to Jared Cook. Got his feet in.
Titans drafted him.
Oh God.
What did they do with him?
What happened the week after that?
What happened the week after that?
2 weeks.
No, the week after.
We beat you.
No, the week after that.
Yeah. We had a bye. 2 weeks after that.
2 weeks after. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I lost the Super Bowl. Alright. So, Cheese, what's your must-see game of the year? It's a lot of good ones.
Yes, my must-see game of the year this year will have to be Rams vs. Saints, rematch of the NFC Championship. Controversial call last year with the defensive pass interference. Not really controversial, but
Everybody.
clear penalty.
It's the
But
Saints, bro.
yeah, we're gonna see how that game goes this year. I expect at least. I'm gonna do the over for unnecessary roughness. It's gonna be
At least 3 of those.
What you got there?
Oh man, I had to go week 2, Falcons Eagles.
Oh my God! Cut it.
So, they win one bowl and all of a sudden they just can't be
Sickening.
So basically,
It's
man,
sickening.
we the Eagles have our number the last couple of years. 2017 playoffs came down to the last possession. 2018 start the season off came down to the last possession. Now we finally get a home game with these dudes at the Benz.
You're home now.
Wentz is gonna be
Wait a minute.
it's gonna be an excuse for Wentz once we take him out. So you gotta lean on Sudfeld. So we got that thing wrapped up. That's definitely my must see game now.
I want to see that game. I had a few games, but I want to see Matt versus the Raiders I want him to see him when he comes back, see how he plays. I also want to see.
That's in Oakland or that's in Chicago?
I forget exactly where that was.
It's in London.
It's in London.
London.
Yeah, it's in London.
Oh, okay.
But I still
Takes
want to
it
see
back.
him play versus the Raiders. I also want to see Earl Thomas come back.
There's a few reunion games that's coming up.
Reunion games.
Yeah.
And Ramsey was talking crazy too. So he plays Matty Ice. He called him very trash, average.
Yeah, okay.
He had Julio and he ain't doing nothing. So that's
You tell me.
I want to. He tell me. I want to see that game too.
You don't want to see that.
Yeah, those are some good ones. I'm gonna go with Packers, Chiefs. That's late in the season. To me, the two most talented quarterbacks in the league, so I want to see them go head to head. I think it's on Sunday night, so that should be a good one. Moving on to the draft. 2019 draft was 2 weeks ago, so we definitely got to get into that. Let's see, Jay, what was your favorite moment of the draft?
Hey man, if y'all watch the draft, y'all heard Reggie Wayne go off. Man, favorite moment.
Crazy on him.
You know, draft was in Nashville, and Titans fans were just heckling him, and he had enough. He had to come out and just tell them, like, you know, in 10 years, you know, they played 20 times, they only got 3 wins. Reggie Wayne, you know, you family,
Not a
so
good
you know.
percentage.
Nah, it's not a good percent. I think they only won the years Peyton Manning was hurt too. So yeah, I think that definitely was it. You haven't beaten them with Andrew Luck there for sure. So
That's for sure.
Reggie Wayne just shutting up that crowd and getting the Colts pick in was definitely one of my favorite
One
moments.
was without Peyton Manning, the other two was without Andrew Luck.
It was like it was backup.
What was your moment, Moose?
I'm gonna go with Pete Carroll and Metcalf meeting up. Pete Carroll took off his shirt. I really like that because I feel like, you know, Pete Carroll's a real good coach. You could, like, you know, be cool with as a player's coach, and I feel like that's very underrated. You know, you could be yourself as a player and you come to the coach and talk to them. That's really, like, big as a coach and a player.
It's interesting. A lot of players say he's a player's coach, but the way a lot of players left wasn't on a good note. Sherm, he left
That's
unhappy.
true. That's
I
true.
think it's the
Earl
business. I think it's the
Thomas.
money in the business. I mean, that's not his
It's all
hands too.
business too as
So
well.
But you see some
He's
blows on the
a fun
sideline.
coach.
At least
Yeah.
Sherm, but Sherm
I
is a
seen
different beast.
the Earl Thomas, you know,
Oh, he
see the
flipped the
middle
finger,
finger
yeah.
from breaking his leg. Messed up his face.
That's
He
probably
still
more
got
than the
paid, though,
GM.
but-
That's probably not
Yeah.
Pete, but
Yeah.
I mean, coaches expecting you to play too.
So I'm gonna jump in and give you mine. The funniest moment to me was the Giants' reaction when they picked Daniel Jones. It kind of made me think about the Super Bowl when who was it? Seattle had the ball and everybody thought it was going to Marshawn Lynch. Like we all thought they was gonna pick Dwayne Haskins, and then
Exactly.
all of a sudden they say Daniel Jones, who was on nobody's radar.
Yeah.
None.
And then the Giants fans couldn't even hold it in. Like they didn't want him.
What?
What about you, Chief?
I'm gonna have to, you know, give a shout out to my Titans. You know, we hosted the draft this year, and we set a few records for attendance. You know what I mean? So I think they said in 3 days, 600,000 people came.
Free.
What else is there to do with Nashville?
Yeah, ain't nothing to do with natural but play banjos and
Sonic.
Who's trying to have us lose fans?
But just to put it in perspective, I mean, the Eagles hosted last year only 200,000.
there's things to do with Philly.
I mean,
There's things
so
to
Not
it
those
ain't nothing to do with Philly. It ain't nothing to do with
Not
Philly.
those numbers.
So just to put it in perspective, we tripled Philly. So I mean, I ain't worried what Moose got to say. We beat Philadelphia Eagles, and you know what I mean. We do more. So it's like.
Nothing but rodeos out there. So.
Meat wasn't home, probably. That's what
All right, so let's get into some draft grades. We'll start with Cheese. What did you think of your team's draft?
Titans A-.
My God.
Oh, come on, yo.
Floor is yours.
Yo, only reason I really like the Titans draft is because we got what we really needed. I said this in a prior episode that Titans really need some D-line help with Jarrell Casey, and they went and got that with Jeffrey Simmons. Although he won't play, most likely he won't play this year because of torn ACL. He was a top 5 rated player, and he fell down to 19. And then A.J. Brown, wide receiver from Mariota, they needed to give Mariota another weapon opposite of Corey Davis. So they got him. Everyone really had him coming out in the first round, early second, and he dropped to the 51st pick. And then we have a guard in the 3rd round that is going to be competing for the starting job. So I just like what we did. We went and got some needs, and I mean, pretty sure I'm not the only one that feels that way that follows the Titans.
What about you, Moose?
I feel like I'll give us to like maybe an A- B+.
All these A's.
Hype in.
All these A's.
Because listen,
Oh,
All of a sudden, nobody's
did-
spelling. Nobody's spelling.
such a hard
All of a
grade.
sudden.
I mean, we
Curve
did what we
that
supposed to do.
Yeah, that's curved.
We did what we supposed to do. You know, we adjusted the tackle position. You know, Peters is getting old, like I said on my video on IG, whatever. We got some protection with Wentz. We also got Miles Sanders from Penn State to pair up with Jay Howard. I feel like that was big.
Yeah, Howard and fantasy.
We also
Thank you. That's all we need.
Howard hurt me in fantasy last year, but we're not gonna talk about that. Whatever. But yeah, we had made some good picks. We got the DN from Penn State, Miller. He's a stud. Chris Muller's getting old. Ben Curry only have 1 year left, so we needed more help there as well. So I think we had a good pick. And also, I'm confused with the QB position. We picked a QB for our last pick. I don't know if we think Wentz is going to be injury or we have questions about
He's
it.
gonna get injured.
Listen. Wentz will be cool. So I'm confused at that pick, but I think we did good.
What about you, Jay?
I gave us a C just because. I mean,
real grader here.
Yeah, I mean,
no, because we know
we didn't address the D tackle position early like I thought we would, but we did solidify the offensive line, like I said in my video. So we get those two guys who are probably definitely going to be competing for a starting position. We grabbed two corners, definitely a low end corner, Jordan Miller, who was actually pretty good, but he had to battle some injuries in Sheffield from Ohio State. We got a D2 player in Kaminsky who looked like a beast on film, so we get him in with those guys to work. So I mean, I'm hoping for the best, but I mean, I'm definitely like a solid C.
I respect that. I give the Packers a B. I was really hoping we got some offense in the first round, but with 12 we went with Rashawn Gary. I think that's a risk just because of the injuries, because he didn't have much production at Michigan, but he got upside. I think Savage filled a big need at safety, so I really like that pick. Us moving up to get him. But at 12, I really wish we would have got Noah Fant. Like that would have been the perfect for me at 12. And then the second round, we had AJ Brown staring at us, and we overwent him and got a lineman. I understand, we got to protect Rodgers, but I would have rather got some threats for him. So let's see, what's the best and worst drafts? Who you got, Moose?
Best and worst drafts. I wanted to pick Bengals because I feel like they picked who they're supposed to pick. They filled their needs, but I just feel like they didn't get any better. Like they just stood the same. But I'll go with the Panthers. I feel like they picked Will Greer too early, and the offense struggled last year, and they should have put more pieces around Cam. They got Greg Little. I like Greg Little to protect him, but I feel they should have given him more weapons, or maybe another running back to go with somebody over there. But they just have no one over there, so they need help Cam, I guess. So they didn't help him out, so I'm giving him a bad grade.
Best and worst, Jay?
Best, I went with the Colts. They just been killing it last 2 years. They took Rockets in the second round, I believe, and then they get Paris Campbell with Andrew Luck, another weapon with him and T.Y. Hilton. Like sky's the limit with those guys if they can stay healthy. And then they get Deion Kane back from injury, so you pair him with the guys they got from the draft, and then the defense is getting better, especially when they got Leonard leading. That's definitely my best draft. Worst, I went Bengals though. I just didn't like anything that they did. It's just.
I think we pretty much agree.
Yeah, I'm sorry I had to cut ahead of that, but I just had to say that Bengals. They didn't impress me with anything that they did. They took a quarterback late, the dude from NC State, which I don't think was
Ryan Finley. Right?
Yeah, I mean he's not going to play right away anyway. So learn behind Dalton, who I think is
average
a person to be really watching ahead of you. So I mean, whatever they do is whatever they do right now.
Yeah, I like Indy too. I think they'll easily run away with that division. So Chiefs, what's your thoughts?
Best draft I had said I went with Washington. I think Washington had a very good draft. They went and got their quarterback of the future. They kind of botched the Alex Smith trade. I mean, that's not really their fault, delayed. But they went and got Dwayne Haskins. They traded back up in the first round. Went and got Montez Sweat. They didn't have a second rounder, but in the third round, they got
Bryce.
Terry McLaurin.
Ohio State.
From Ohio State.
Oh,
Yeah, I knew it was a weapon. Yeah. And then they got Bryce Love.
Bryce Love. I think that was a big
that was a dope pick. I mean,
if he could be healthy.
Yeah, he got to get healthy, but I know if
They got mad running backs.
yeah, they got like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
It's like they gonna need them because
P. Ryan,
they got Case Keenum,
Geist,
C.T.
Thompson.
Yep.
Somebody getting cut.
And then I think Bryce Love actually, if he would have came out last year while he was a Heisman finalist, he would have been first, second rounder. And they end up, I mean, he got hurt, but I mean, you got so many backs there, you don't got to rush him back. So
True. Special teams kick return. So
What about worst? What's the worst draft?
Lions. I would say Bengals, but Lions. You picked a tight end in the first round, 8th pick. I hate that. I just hate when you get a tight end. I mean, I think you could have traded back and
still
got a second round pick and then got him, but I mean,
Nah, he wouldn't have been there. Depending on how far you.
yeah, I think like 3 or 4 slots.
They probably had to trade with one of the top teams in the
Yeah,
second round.
but I mean, I hate when people draft tight ends in the first round. If Gronk ain't go in the first round, don't draft a tight end in the first round. That's how I see it. But it is what it is. I don't know anybody else they got. I think they got a linebacker from Hawaii. Hawaii doesn't produce anyone. It's just like, I hope Patricia knows what he's doing.
Word.
But honestly, coaches who come from Bill Belichick really don't do much. So we'll see how it goes. 4-12.
With the projection.
Wow.
I'd say the best draft for me probably was the Broncos. I really liked them getting Fant at what was it, like 20. I really thought Elway was gonna mess it up, but he
I was
moved
waiting
back.
on it. Yeah, I was
He
definitely
moved
waiting on
back.
that.
They didn't
Elway
rush to
mess
get a
up.
quarterback in the first, and then Drew Lock fell to him in the second. So I think they had a great draft. I think the Saints draft was pretty bad just because they had so few picks. They gave us their number 1 last year so they could move up and get Davenport. So they really didn't have picks to use. And the Bears, the same thing. They didn't have many picks, so I thought their draft was bad too. So what about steals? Who's your biggest steal of the draft, Jay?
Montez Sweat at 26. He dropped, I guess he had a heart condition they found out at the draft, but it may have been misdiagnosed. They come trade up and get this guy at 26 who was already talked about as a top 10 pick. Get that guy with that team, and Montez Sweat is a freak. His measurables is crazy. His workouts, his speed is ridiculous off the edge. So definitely one of my biggest steals at the draft.
What about you, Cheese?
I would have to go with Trayvon Williams, running back from Texas A&M. The Bengals got him in the 6th round. Somebody to pair with Joe Mixon. Kind of need that with all the other running backs that left them and all that. So Trayvon Williams, I really like him. I thought he would go like in the 3rd round this year, but fell to the 6th. Happened a lot this year. People fell, but I like where he landed. It's gonna be a good
That
spot.
was an awkward draft. Like,
Yeah, it
was. All the defense
Yeah.
push all the
Never
offensive
seen it
players
like
back.
that.
What about you, Moose?
I'll pick DK Metcalf with the Seahawks. I think Baldwin, he's having little issues with injuries. And I feel like he's an explosive wide receiver. Him and Russ could get on the same page. That could be dangerous. So I went with Metcalf.
It's a good pick. I went with Drew Lock, like I was talking about a little while ago. I'm surprised he fell to the 2nd round because I definitely thought he was better than Daniel Jones, who got picked at number 6.
I feel like it was like a game, like a mind game that he played. Like,
Yeah, it could have been. So for Elway to move back and then still get his guy in the 2nd round, that was a steal to me.
definitely.
So, all right, let's move on to draft grades. What did you think about your division? What about the other teams in your division? What do you think of them, Chiefs?
Colts, like Jay said, he think they had the best job. I think they did very well. A-. They went and got what they needed. Needed some defense, corner, pass rusher. Parrish Campbell to go with another threat to go with Andrew Luck, T.Y. Hilton, Devin Funchess, Doyle. We keep going. Ebron.
LTE.
Jags, I gave him a B+. Jags, they went in. Josh Allen fell to him. I actually thought the Giants was going to get him at 6, but Jags went and got Josh Allen, and then one of the top tackles fell to them as well in the 2nd round, Jawan Taylor. So I like what the Jags did. They got a couple steals. Texans, I think their GM sucks. They addressed what they needed to, but they kind of reached. I hate the Texans. They suck.
That division hate, I love it.
I can't stand.
Love
I can't stand Stoll. I don't.
Let it out, man. Let it out.
I mean, we always split, so I can talk. I can't talk about the Colts, so I could talk about the Texans because we always split. But the Texans, I gave them a B- because they addressed what they needed to, and we're gonna see what they do. I mean, I'm just having Kareem Jackson and Honey Badger left. I mean, we was gonna scrape him anyway, but it's a better chance now.
What do you think, Jay? How your division?
Division fared pretty well. I gave the Saints a C+ just because least amount of picks in the draft. They got some guys, but not big impact guys, so I wasn't worried about them. And the Bucks, I gave them a B- just because they went deep. Like the defense was depleted last year, and then guys left. They filled Quan's position with Devin White, who I think is going to be a problem in the division for years. Actually, they took care of every level on defense. So, they got a safety as well. Panthers, I gave them a C, just like Moose said. I wasn't really too fond of their draft. Cam already had problems getting the ball downfield. They don't really have a legit number one. So they don't, take care of that need. And then Christian McCaffrey's really just like the only guy doing everything over there. They did get it back, though.
Yeah, I forgot to see him out earlier.
They did get it back, though. So, you can take the load off of McCaffrey. So I give him a C, just... a solid grade. I mean, it wasn't nothing too
Tough
great,
grade.
fancy. Yeah, definitely.
Tough grade.
Now he's a tough grader.
Some
I went for the Cowboys. Overall, the division did pretty well, I feel like. I give the Cowboys an A. They didn't have a first-round pick this year, but that was like Amari Cooper. So if he can play how he played at the end of the stretch of the year, that'd be a great pick. They got their defensive depth under control.
Where they get them boys from?
Oh God, I'm not gonna start.
They brothers.
Nah, they're not.
Redskins.
Joe
I give them
Jackson.
an A+. Redskins. I really like their draft. I hate to say it,
Yeah.
but they had a real good draft.
Really good draft.
It seemed like they got steal after steal after steal. So they had a great draft. G-Man, surprisingly, I give them a B. They picked Jones. I like it, man. Be bold, be bold. If that's your guy, that's your gut pick, that's your gut feeling, go with your gut, man. Don't go with whoever's saying who's ever better than who else. If that's who you feel, that's your guy, go grab him. So I want to see what he got this year. So I give him a B. And the Eagles already got that A-, so we ain't gonna go with that.
He picked no starters.
Alright, so with Packers, I said got a B. I think I talked about that before. The Bears, I gave a C just because they didn't have enough picks to really do everything that they needed to do. The Vikings, I gave them a B+. Needed a lot of O-line help, like they do every year. They went and got some O-line, so that was good for them. The Lions, I gave them a B-. I think Hockenson was a great pick at what was it, 7 or 8? He was a great pick, but after that, they didn't really do much, so I gave them a B-. So to wrap up this draft talk, let's just go down the line real quick. Rookie of the year, offense, defense. Who you think?
I'm gonna go with Nick Bosa. I didn't want to be cliche, but I feel like he's a stud. He's gonna go crazy. And then I picked Debo. Debo Samuel from
South Carolina.
Yep.
Jay?
Offense, I'm going Kyler. They drafted 3 wide receivers for him, with Larry Fitz still being there, DJ. So, oh man, it's gonna be
Come, he got some ego.
Come talk.
We about to sponsor. We gonna sponsor him after this.
You gotta come show people.
Come to the camera.
Fanatics just dropped this off.
You gotta come to the camera. Come to the camera. Show the camera what you
Let
got.
me show y'all my outfit on right
He didn't even go to the store today. Like, he's home chilling.
You got the Eagle spirit.
Eagle boat shoes.
You got the Eagle spirit.
Okay.
Yeah, he definitely go to all white party and throw these back.
Good shirt.
Champs.
Champs. How's that? Champs.
Sir.
Last year's shit. Dude.
Championship, see, but we still champs. Y'all still not.
Oh man, y'all forget about the Kimbo soup, man.
What else you got? Do some pants too? Some sweats?
Man.
The Eagle logo for
you
it
all
all.
good.
Eagle
You all
logo.
good. Hey,
Scrubs?
Boom, boom, boom.
Fly Eagles fly, man.
Outfit. That's it. Going to an Eagle party tonight.
Have a good one, man.
all right, so best.
Fold that
So
perfectly.
rookie of the year.
He gonna wear those berries.
You do this or I got caught up?
And the thing is, I got a championship shirt.
They do got championship. That's a fact.
Definitely got it.
Offensive rookie of the year, I said Kyler.
OG crib.
They got him with 3 wide receivers in the draft. Fitz, DJ's still there, so definitely look for Kyler to air that thing out and go get the offensive rookie of the year. Defensive rookie, I went at Oliver, who I was hoping we got at 14. Him on the defensive line with the Bills, man, I think he could do some things over there. So those are my 2 for offense and defense.
You got Cheese?
I'm gonna have to go Dwayne Haskins, offensive rookie of the year. They don't really got too many weapons on the outside for him, but they got running backs. I just think run the ball, let him do what he do. He gonna prove something, and he got his chip on his shoulder, and he got to play the Giants twice. He's gonna have one of those games gonna be crazy. Defense, Devin Bush. I just think the Steelers went up and got their guy. I think he's gonna fly around. He's gonna be smoking. So I think he's gonna smoke a couple cats. So
Yeah, definitely.
Offense, I'll go Josh Jacobs. I think he'll have a big year with
Has to. He has to.
Crowell going down. I think everything is pretty much going to be on him. You got AB, but I think the bulk of it will be on him or around him.
Beast Mode might come back too. He might come back. Beast
Who?
Mode.
Oh, yeah, Beast Mode might come back. That'd be interesting.
It depends how you feel. Like,
it's still on Josh.
yeah, definitely.
In defense, I'm going to go Josh Allen. I think that Jags defense will be back this year. They took a big hit last year. I don't know what was up with them. They just didn't seem
Ego
the
got in
same.
the way, man.
I ain't worried
Yeah,
about
it could be the ego because Ramsey's
Ramsey's talking. They put a target on him.
Yeah,
I don't
so
think he was ready for it. They're already undersized too, so
Yeah, I definitely like Josh
He
Allen.
wasn't
He's
like
gonna
the
be able to-
tackle.
they just want to hit and get interceptions instead. They don't really want to do the hard part. So.
Word. All right, so to end it, let's get off of what was it? Damn, I'm tripping. So
Let's wrap it up.
let's do wide receivers. Who's your favorite wide receiver for the year, Chief?
I would have to go. I think AJ Green's gonna have a big year. He's in a contract year, and everybody really forgot about him. I mean, when you say top 5 wide receivers, no one says AJ Green anymore. I think Devontae Adams
Who's in that top 5?
If you look at the IG page, you will see that Chief picked somebody else. So he's inconsistent. So just know that. Just know that.
I like the guy.
Just know that.
D Hop is official, but I think AJ Green's gonna have a break.
Who you got, Jay?
Yeah, Julio Jones, man. 110 catches coming, 1,400 yards.
4 touchdowns.
Okay.
8 touchdowns. He won't score until we play the
Save
Eagles.
this. Remember this
He
one.
won't score until we play the Eagles. Jalen Mills double move. Sluggo.
I hope it happens like that, so you come back to the show and talk about
I mean, I
Listen,
can't
I'm
talk
pulling
about
up.
the secondary, but we're gonna get the W though. Secondary's trash.
That's
We're
what matters.
We're gonna get the win.
Who you got for receiver, Mo?
Receiver one with no hop drop, man. I love his year he had last year, and I feel like he's gonna have a good year this year as well.
No drop hop.
No drop hop, man.
I'm gonna go with the same guy I put on the page, same guy I said a long time ago.
Me too.
Devontae Adams.
Me too.
He
Just
should be.
switching up
He
like
should be
Steve
like.
A.
If it's not D Hop, he should be the second guy off the board in every fantasy league. So I'm going with Devontae to have a monster year. And that's our show for this week. Make sure you go. You subscribe to everywhere that we are: Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, same thing, Google Play. League with No Name. Make sure you check that out and send us questions. We love to answer your questions on air. League with No Name at yahoo.com. What you got for shout outs, Moose?
Shout outs this week. I want to shout out my guy Miles. I want to shout out my guy Q and my boy Mike Streeter. Man, they getting our comments, showing us love, giving us that motivation. We want to thank y'all. So, keep it coming so we can keep the good work coming for y'all.
Word. And that is our show. Yeah.
Tighten up.
1 yard short.